All right. Hello, Miss. How are you? We are here to do your records reading. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited. Well, I know you're excited. I got your messages and everything. I'm just getting the last little bit of everything I need for the reading. I'm going to take a little picture of the setup. So you'll see me doing that. So I can send this to you. There you go. Your reading and your spirits are so loud. I already have them chatting. So basically, let me just inform you of how a records reading typically works. Each records reading is kind of individualized based on the person and what I am picking up. Sometimes I pull tarot and oracle cards, and sometimes I just channel for however long the channel stays open. I always open up your records reading with a prayer. It's on one of these thank you cards. Whenever you order a reading from me, I pop one of these in the mail as a thank you. If you're comfortable with giving me your address, you do not have to do that. But it's just a little cute thing that I do special for my records readings to give back to my clients. But today, the Crow Tarot and the Soul Journey deck wanted to come into your reading, which is fine. That tells me two things. One, if we have some more in-depth messages that want to come through for you. And two, there's some things in the now, not just the past, that we should address. And I think that's what's going to probably be more of the focus for you as you're re-listening to this reading. That's also why I record all my readings. So you can keep them and just keep listening to them over and over again for however long you need to. So, as always, don't mind me if I'm out of breath. I have a baby on my right lung, so I might inhale a few times. If you see a little smoke, it's my incense. If you hear a lawnmower, I'm sorry. Neighbors are mowing. I cannot control that. Okay, so before we get down to this records reading, I want you to take a nice deep breath because this is a spiritual moment for yourself. And, this is your time. If you do nothing else in your spiritual practice, this is your time to be spiritual. Oh, I just got another hit for you. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, they're so loud. Okay, so we're gonna take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out, and just kind of center ourselves and become as grounded during this time as we possibly can. Okay. This is my records candle. I always light this. It has garnet all infused in it every time I do a records reading. Well, it'll light. And here we go. So we're going to start the reading with a prayer if we need to. You can close your eyes, you can keep them open. You don't have to do anything special. This is just so I can open the records and I have permission since you purchased the reading. I obviously already have permission. Records prayer. Today we come together in spirit to heal your Akashic records through all time and space, through all lifetimes. We are willingly separating from attachments. We are healing any wounds or tears in our auras and webs. We no longer hold on to pain, patterns, psychic bonds, or connections that are harmful or will become harmful. You are love and endless light. You are deserving of upliftment and joy. We're not closing. We open the records in peace, in light, and in love. And we'll do the same thing whenever we close them. So whenever we open one psychic door, we always kind of we want to close. We don't want to leave anything open because however you or wherever you are in your spiritual journey, if you're leaving things open, you can really just invite other things in that maybe you're not aware of, and then things start to get awry, and then you need me to like give you some Reiki to repair some things in your aura. So immediately, I'll write this down for right here. You're giving me a lot of information about you, which is good. Okay, so as I'm opening your books and I'm looking through things, I'm seeing that I think I've done a seance for you where we talked about this, but you are a deep crystal mama. You are a deep crystal channeler, and you can actually speak to crystals. And so everything, whether you believe it or not, I have little tigers eye right here. Crystals have energy and they can deliver messages and they can help you open up to deeper meanings and deeper connections. And I think you in every lifetime have had this ability to like speak to crystals, collect crystals, be kind of one. They're saying like one with nature and with earth. And this is like your jam. This is what grounds you to the earth. This is what keeps you moving and grooving. And you're good at it. You like crystals. We are a collector, but we have a lot of untapped energy and potential, is what they're saying. You could be doing way more with your crystal experience than you are doing, but this is something that is grounded you in every single lifetime. They're saying it's kind of like a blessing. It's kind of like something that keeps you going, keeps you moving, and just is a part of you, no matter what, is a part of you. They're saying to look into like any type of spell. If you do spell work, I don't know how far into your spiritual journey that you've become since we last spoke. But if you're doing that, then you can do spell work with crystals, and the crystals will actually like amplify your energy and help you keep going. So we're looking at some past life stuff right now and psychic gifts. So crystal channeler is one of your psychic gifts. Okay. And you're very intuitive with your feelings. You can feel the energy around you. You're saying, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of getting these intuitive, strong hits. They're telling me to talk about the car now. Whatever you're feeling in the car, like it almost like knocks the wind out of you, and you're like, and you have to take like a deep breath. Um, don't be afraid of your intuitive side. You're getting these hits and these messages for a reason, because you are a spiritual person and this is part of your journey, is kind of like acceptance. And they're talking about like having to crawl before we run. Like we can't just dive head into things. It's time to start our journey to learn and open up new gifts. And now they're showing me where at one point, I don't know if you do candle magic now, but at one point, and this is a deeper connection to the earth, and I think that's why we're grounded with so many crystals. At one point, you used to use herbs and you created candles and you specialized in candle magic, and it's almost like you use the herbs to scry. And but like tea leaf reading, if you've ever had a tea leaf reader, but you did it with candles and you would watch the herbs like go into the candles. So you have like some heavy psychic witchcrafty herbalism roots and earth roots connected into your psychic gifts. Whether you're embracing them or not, they're saying if you want to go on the journey to embrace them, it's time to like start a little herb garden, like plant some mint in a pot and see if it'll grow, or do some sage, you know, whatever you can get to grow. Baby steps, one thing at a time, not 20 things. Um, so, another really interesting thing that we used to do, and this is a part of your kind of psychic job. So, everybody, whenever we reincarnate or from past lifetimes, we have specific jobs. Um, and you were part of the Pleiadians, and you sat and you judged souls from the other side or helped. They're talking about helping build judgment, like the stepping stones in which people moved forward in their like reincarnation journey and moved through time. And now they're telling me to talk about timelines and how it was very easy for you to move through timelines. And they're talking about sometimes like during your day, it's almost like you feel like timeline shifting, where like you're like, I swear I did this, but really it hasn't happened yet because you're perceiving either a different timeline or you're perceiving something that is going to happen. That also grounds you and interconnects into your psychic gifts and journey of being intuitive and like opening up that third eye. And that can be something to work on moving forward. I'm just listening to what they're saying. They're giving me a lot of images, and they're showing me like these pink flowers that are coming up. So I think maybe we need to work with some more feminine energy. You're trying to tell me that like you always have been super feminine, and not in every lifetime have you reincarnated as female. And I feel like there's soul pieces and soul energy that is trying to like reintegrate itself into you. So sometimes whenever we experience trauma, like little pieces or big pieces, depending on how severe or how we're dealing with it, can break off and detach from the soul. And this can happen at any lifetime, in any moment in time, which is really interesting. And we can have different parts of us, of our soul pieces that need to be reintegrated in this lifetime that can help us improve and heal, that ironically can also be from past lifetimes. And I think that's why there's going to be a push for this records reading, because you have like this male energy, this soul piece. He looks older. He kind of looks like he's dressed in not camo, but like explorer gear. Like everything is beige and brown and very neutral. And he wears a hat, kind of like Indiana Jones. That's what we're doing. That's cool. This is a vibe, yeah. And his hair is like brown and combed over this way. And he just kind of stands aloof, and he is ready to be reintegrated. They're telling me, is your sense of adventure, is your sense of wonder, is your sense of discovery. And once he is integrated, is going to kind of like push you to try new things, which will be fun. But he is the balance of the male energy. We all have male female energy that you kind of need. Um, right now to like kind of assist further into your healing process. But he is waiting in the wings to be reintegrated with you. Yay, that's fun. And there are several ways you can do spirit integration. There's meditations you can do. You can get a psychic medium to assist you in a shamanic journey in meditation to bring lost soul pieces that come forward, um, and reintegrate them. Or you just be like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. That's up to you. But he does kind of stand to the side and he's very aloof. Um, and he's just kind of waiting to be allowed to return to you and come back. Everybody has lost soul pieces. I have had lost soul pieces that I have integrated into myself, where there's different versions and different timelines that I am living a completely different life that I see that I need, and I reintegrate them and I try to listen to their stories whenever I'm doing these shamanic journeys, and listen to any lessons or failures that they can give me that I can only work through and improve. And that is why I do this work. And I feel like it has helped me feel like a more whole person, if that is something you are interested in. So they keep telling me to talk about your work in judgment and timelines. And so it's interesting because they're talking about how you were part of this council and you really shaped the path of like reincarnations of like souls and how they go. And it was like kind of like there's a lobby and you decide, like at the D&B, and you decide, okay, this group of subsets goes here, this group of subsets goes there. If you're trying to go here, then you stand in line over here. And you were a part of the council that made a lot of these decisions. And I'm listening. Those processes are kind of still around today, which is fun and interesting. I've never met a Pleiadian who did anything like that. And you can look that up further. And I'll see if I can find some resources for other people, or from other people, excuse me, that can give you further, I'll write that down. That can give you further information on that, and you can dive deeper into that as you move forward. They're also talking about how, so whenever you were at one point, they're jumping around to a lot of different, I think these are soul pieces that are ready to be reintegrated. That's why we're jumping. They're talking a lot about how you were once a priestess and you worked with other fellow light workers. And this was a priestess of ancient Greece. And you were very, very heavy into I'm listening, goddess worship, and particularly Hecate. She is represented by the maiden, the youth, and the crone, or the woman, however, the young one, however you want to say it. And you worked with the goddess Hecate, and you did a lot of like fire magic. And if that's ever a place that you felt drawn to, that's your spot. That's where you belong. That's where you're supposed to be, like no matter what. Um, Hecate is a goddess that does want to work with you, and she is available to work with you if that is something that you are interested in the now. But I kind of see you as like this younger version of yourself. You had long, darker hair. Um, and you worked with a group of women where you would leave offerings of water and fire, which is not your typical offerings of Hecate, but this is what you all worked with because you were kind of a worker of light. That's really cool. I like that for you. That's really awesome. I like that for you. That's that's it. That's the thing. Um you've also had many lifetimes where you were a healer and you did a lot of different forms with Reiki energy and healing. And I feel like now you're like, I just need to rest. I just need to relax. I just need to work with myself and work for myself. And this is where I think that healing energy comes in because you spent so many lifetimes being the healer of so many other people that this lifetime you're like, I just want to be myself, chill by myself. But you were kind of this woman that like this older woman I see that kind of lived in the woods and you did your thing and you would use Reiki energy to heal the sick. And they're talking about how sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't because in essence the energy of Reiki healing, like yes, it can do some really amazing things, but also um it doesn't always work out the way we want it to. And I think the reason why we're on the journey that we are on now is because it's important to understand we cannot save everyone. And they're saying in this lifetime, you sacrificed so much of your life, so much of your well being that it almost like deteriorated your health. It takes a toll. And that's why, like, whenever you're going on this spiritual journey, it's really important to have balance in all of these things. You need to do as much as you do for others, you have to do for yourself, if not more, because you have to have that spiritual reset. I don't think you're anybody that's like taking on clients or anything, but it's good to like pay attention to you, not just the past version of you, but the present version of you and what's going to make you feel better and heal. And they're saying be more accepting of the things that we have lost and found because we're different on this new journey. We're different. So now I'm going to get into the tarot version of your reading. And so this is talking about more of our present energy. And we have these three cards. Okay, and then we have our soul journey deck right here. And so I did a mind, heart, and action spread. And the first thing I want to talk about, the first thing I want to mention and talk about is your chakras. As I was looking into you and tapping into your energy, they're talking about the throat chakra and specifically also the heart chakra. That was the first chakra that was mentioned. Now, I'm not going to be giving you any Reiki or anything during this reading. This is just chock full of information. I'm going to be giving you this prayer that I typed up for you. And if you want it mailed like you want this, then you can do that. And if you want Reiki, we can talk about doing like a Reiki drip or something where it's different that way. But that is up to you. And after you get the reading, you can decide on that. So, the heart chakra, we have some like tears, and the heart chakra is spinning really fast. There's a lot of like overwhelm and some sadness, and it's kind of like it's fine, it's fine, it's fine until it's not, and then we have a meltdown, and that's where this overactive heart chakra can feel like. And I feel like there's been outbursts of anger, and then there's been these really calm periods. And my suggestion would be, like, if you have a Reiki practitioner that you see, like, have the Reiki practitioner do some healing energy work for you, um, to kind of step forward and to help you during that time, to kind of calm down the heart chakra and maybe do some healing there. But there's definitely some tears and some just special attention that needs to be paid to it. And the next chakra that they talk about is the throat chakra. They just keep talking about like feelings and needing to voice our feelings more. And that can be in a variety of ways. That can be in like journaling or just speaking up more, finding like a connection with yourself, ourselves, and just really acknowledging any wounds from our past that we're like, oh, we're not gonna talk about it because this shit is hard and it's tough, and I just can't. I just can't right now. And that's okay if you just can't. But every day we need to can. We need to try. We need to force ourselves to move forward for the betterment of ourselves, no matter what. And I think that's why this heart and throat chakra energy is coming up, because once we can deal with that, if you're trying to like dive into more of your spiritual side, that will help you because we have some healing going on. So things will become easier. Will become easier and more clearer. And I feel like we won't be as scared whenever we encounter, they're talking about like dead people energy or spirit guide energy. Because it's not always the thing that we're avoiding. Sometimes it's other things. So whenever we look at our tarot cards, the first card we pulled was for the mind. And it's very interesting because a lot of your psychic gifts, like our psychic gifts, I believe, are from, they start here. We get our visualizations from here. Sometimes we get them through our eyes, but that's also here, and through our soul. And the third eye connection is here. So the Fourth of Pentacles is your card for the mind, which is so interesting because our pentacles connect us to our earth element. And I just told you, you are like an earth goddess. You work heavily with like crystals, candles, herbs. You're capable of this, but like crystals is kind of more your comfort and your jam right now. And that is where you can find a lot of your power, find a lot of yourself, and also find a lot of your healing. They're specifically mentioning rose quartz and how we should really work with rose quartz more. And that is a crystal that is stepping forward, that crystal energy anyway, that's stepping forward, that wants to work with you further. And you should really like think about embracing that a little bit more. So the Four of Pentacles wants to let you know right now we need to quiet our mind. We need to be able to hear our own voice again. And we can't be obsessed over loss. We must kind of embrace abundance moving forward. We are not defined. I specifically wrote down, and I heard your spirit guides come close, loud, and clear. We are not defined by our loss, by any loss. Because the Four of Pentacles has you balancing, right? Balancing our past and our present, because you see this crow and he's balancing all of it. And while it might be really hard and overwhelming to find this mentally, you're capable of it. And you're capable of having this grounding connection to the earth, but you are not the heartbreak that kind of pulls at you all the time. You have to learn to carry that mentally differently because your spiritual side is screaming, and there are parts um, of you that want to come forward, but it's kind of like they don't want to push you too far too fast because we're worried about a mental break. Your spirits are like, she won't be able to handle that. Like, she's going to be so overwhelmed, and just take one step at a time is what I'm saying. Pick one thing from the spiritual basket that you want to try. Today, you want to try to channel with your crystals. Tomorrow, we're going to try to do some candle magic. The next day, maybe we'll try some Reiki, or we'll try to integrate these soul pieces that have been lost over lifetime, over lifetime, over lifetime. And they're talking about the soul pieces that have been lost from this lifetime, from loss. That will help integrate and heal and hopefully ease some of that mental discord. So what's interesting is that we pulled a card for the heart. And specifically, we've been talking about heart chakra, right? We pulled the Knight of Cups. The cups represent our water element. We always want our water kind of within flow and not all crazy, crazy, crazy. So we pulled, oh wait, that's our last card. My bad, I'm sorry. The Knight of Cups really wants to talk to you, by the way. So we pulled actually the Three of Swords for our heart. And the Three of Swords, the swords represent our air element. And this really talks about a lot of swift change. I think if you start to take your spiritual journey a little bit more seriously, swift changes, swift action are going to come. But the Three of Swords warns again, it's not the prettiest, most love and lighty image, but the Three of Swords again is addressing what needs to be healed, what needs action, our heart chakra. And this can be healing from social emotional issues, trauma, loss, pain. They're specifically mentioning addiction, anything that can really hold you back because you are not the cause of the pain, but you're carrying everybody else's pain, and we need to not do that anymore. Because that's not a part of your journey anymore. You need to be present for your spiritual self and for your spirit guides that are waiting to work with you. So our action, you're like, well, this is all great, fun and dandy and beautiful and lovely, and I like all these messages, Lexi, but what the hell am I going to do with them? Let me tell you, we're going to embrace the Knight of Cups energy. So our Knight of Cups is our water element, and this is a younger energy, a young male energy. Hello, soul integration, the guy that stepped forward, that wants to be integrated, that I think will really, really assist. So whenever the Knight of Cups pops up in your life, this is specifically like a person that you're like, I haven't talked to them in like 20 fucking years, and I just have this weird dream about them, and it makes no total sense because I wasn't even thinking about them before I went to sleep. They are energy that pops up and keeps popping up. They're either a lesson you need to acknowledge or something you need to work on letting go. Unfortunately, we have a theme, Let It Go from Frozen. We have a theme here if you haven't noticed already. So, and I think if you work on this, it also will help with that heart chakra and throat energy. And specifically, your spirit guides are coming up to me and they're like, say what is left unsaid. And they're saying no matter how much it hurts somebody else's feelings, say it. Because you have to, because you deserve to, because your feelings are valid. And if that helps find validation for you, then say it. And don't be afraid of it. So I'm going to pull these kind of like homework cards after this. If you want to keep diving deeper into this reading, you can reflect on these soul journey spiritual cards. And we can go from there. So your first card is a challenge card, and it says, what is your favorite movie or television show? Reflect on how that movie or show relates to your feelings about yourself as well as the universe. And I don't know if it's too light in here, but it looks good for me, but not for the cards. Okay, so your next card is reflection. What does it mean to forgive? Ooh, heart chakra energy, hello. What does it mean to forgive? And I strongly suggest each of my clients journal about these and really go very deep with them. And then you have another reflection card. Every moment in your life, you have a choice in how you react. Think back to moments of the day or week and recall your reaction in the moments of an important or difficult decision. How were you feeling? In the present, is there anything you can learn from those moments to help you in future situations? So I want you to take these cards and really think about how in the reading they're saying help set you free, help give you more clarity and deeper understanding for yourself. I'm going to take a picture of each of these cards for you so you can read them and you can journal about them individually. Okay, but this is a reading. I know, I feel like it was like lightning fast. You had so much good, juicy information come through. And they're telling me I am going to type some things up for you, some additional things. So you're probably going to get like a little downloadable PDF too, because I have additional things that are coming through that need to be written down. And you'll get that in addition to this. But now I want you to close your eyes and we're going to close the records. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Same prayer, but we're going to be closing this time. Today, we come together in spirit to heal your Akashic records. Through all time and space, through all lifetimes, we are willingly separating from attachments. We are healing any wounds or tears in our auras and webs. We no longer hold on to pain, patterns, psychic bonds, or connections that are harmful or will become harmful. You are love and endless light. You are deserving of upliftment and joy. We close the records in peace, in light, and in love. Thank you for booking this reading with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm always an email away. And I'll be typing up some more information on the Pleiadians for you and sending you that and sending you a picture of your cards and this reading. Have a wonderful afternoon. It was a pleasure to get to read for you. Thank you.